Kids!
The conversion of Saul. As the number of new converts to believing in Jesus grew greater, so did the opposition of the Jewish leaders, and they were violent towards many brothers and sisters. Our story is taken from Acts chapter 9, verses 1 to 31. A key person involved in the death in one of the disciples, Stephen, was a young man called Saul. Those stoning Stephen took off their coats and left them at the feet of Saul. After the death of Stephen, Christians in Jerusalem suffered so much that many left to find new places to live. Some travelled north to the city of Damascus. Saul went to the high priest and asked for papers giving him permission to go to Damascus and arrest any belonging to the Way, as Christians were known. The papers were handed to Saul, and he set off for Damascus, making murderous threats about those who believed Jesus was the way to God. As he got near to the city, suddenly a light from heaven flashed around him, and he fell to the ground. He heard a voice, "Saul, Saul, why do you persecute me?" "Who are you, Lord?" Saul asked. "I am Jesus, who you are persecuting," the voice replied. "Now get up and go into the city, and you will be told what you must do." The men travelling with Saul stood there speechless. They heard the sound, but did not see anyone. Saul got up, and when he opened his eyes, he could see nothing. So they led Saul by the hand into Damascus. For 3 days he was blind and did not eat or drink anything. In Damascus, there was a disciple named Ananias. The Lord called to him in a vision, "Ananias." "Yes, Lord," he answered. "Go to the house of Judas on Straight Street and ask for a man named Saul. He is praying. In a vision, he has seen a man named Ananias come and place his hands on him to restore his sight." "Lord," Ananias answered, "this man has harmed your holy people in Jerusalem, and he has come here with authority from the chief priests to arrest all who call on your name." But the Lord said to Ananias, "Go, I have chosen Saul to proclaim my name, not only to the Jews, but the Gentiles and their kings. I will show him how much he must suffer for me." Ananias went to the house and placed his hands on Saul. "Brother Saul, Jesus, who appeared to you on the road as you were coming here, has sent me that you may see again and be filled with the Holy Spirit." Immediately, something like scales fell from Saul's eyes, and he could see. Saul got up and was baptized, and after taking some food, he regained his strength. Saul spent several days with the disciples in Damascus, the very people he had come to arrest. Immediately, Saul began to preach in the synagogues that Jesus is the Son of God. Those listening were astonished and asked, "Isn't he the man who caused so much trouble for Christians in Jerusalem and came here to arrest them?" Saul powerfully explained to them that Jesus is the Messiah, and a few days later, some Jews who were against Jesus plotted to kill Saul. They kept watch at the city gates, hoping to kill him. But Saul learnt of their plans. Saul's followers took him by night and lowered him in a basket through an opening in the wall so he could escape. Saul returned to Jerusalem, where he tried to rejoin the disciples, but they were all afraid of him, not believing that he really was a disciple. However, Barnabas explained to Saul that Saul was now a Christian, and he had preached in Damascus that Jesus is the Son of God. So the apostles welcomed Saul, who started speaking boldly about Jesus in Jerusalem. However, when he started telling Jews who adopted Greek language and culture about Jesus, they tried to kill him. To protect Saul, the believers took him to the port of Caesarea and sent him back to his hometown of Tarsus. Saul was his Jewish name, but as a Roman citizen, he also had the Latin name of Paul. The church in Judea, Galilee and Samaria enjoyed a time of peace and, encouraged by the Holy Spirit, grew in numbers.